You're listening to KELF, North Pole.
Welcome to Millennial Santa, broadcasting from KELF, the North Pole's radio station. I am Sunny the Elf, and here's Santa Claus.
Hey, Sunny, can I give you a hand with that?
Yeah, thanks, Santa. I just need some help putting these tapes on the top shelf. Whew! Sometimes at 4-4, I feel vertically challenged, Santa. Hey, that reminds me of a message from Sheldon on WhatsApp. Sheldon asks, Santa, our elf on a shelf is super small. He barely comes up to my knees. Why are the elves so short?
Well, Sheldon, I'll tell you a little story. I think I might have mentioned this on one of my earlier broadcasts, but we'll go through it again. Long time ago, when the elves originally came to the North Pole, they were outcasts from society. A lot of people called them midgets, leprechauns, and even freaks. So to get away from all that and to get away from all that nastiness, they traveled to the north to escape these people. Well, they kept traveling, and that's how they finally ended up at the North Pole. But I lovingly call them my elves. Now, at the North Pole, we have found that your size is in direct relationship to the jobs and duties that you have. Similar like you've come across our scout elves. You commonly call them our elves on the shelf. They are very small. They come in as a normal elf, they'll kind of shrink down. Something in the magic at the North Pole will actually make them smaller and smaller. So if they're an elf on the shelf or a scout elf, they'll be smaller so they can sit and hide in a tree or sit on a shelf, and many times unnoticed by anybody around them. So, it's very handy. You wouldn't want to have a big elf sitting in your tree because you'd probably knock it over. So you can understand why our elves on the shelf are so small. And a lot of the elves that take care of the reindeer, they can't be that small. Because if they were that small, the reindeer would walk on them. So they have to be a little bit taller. So the elves that work with the reindeer, I will notice ones that'll come in and they'll be extremely small, say 3 foot. They'll want to start working with the reindeers, and they'll start out as apprentices, and I'll notice them start getting bigger and bigger and bigger until they're about 4'7" or something like that. And it's surprising how that works. So that way the reindeer are comfortable with them because they're at eye level with the reindeer, and they can help with the reindeer. And so that's the reason they're a little taller. When I go out on the factory floors, like the toy factory or the doll factory or the train factory, I'll look out across the factory, and I look across and I see hundreds and hundreds of elves out there working. Well, I can tell that the taller ones are the supervisors. So when an elf becomes a supervisor, they just grow a little taller so they can be seen, and the other elves then know who's in charge. With so many elves in the factory, sometimes it's hard to know who's who in the factory. So that's the way it happens. And up here at the North Pole, it generally works that way, and I think a lot of it has to do with just the magic of the North Pole. So Sheldon, I really hope that I answered your question on that. I hope you enjoy having my scout elves down there with you during the Christmas season, or the elf on the shelf. And you have a wonderful Christmas.
Thanks for the question, Sheldon. If you have a question for Santa Claus, or you just want to say hi, we would love to hear from you. You can leave us a voicemail or text us here at our radio station. The number is 304-745-0870. You can also find us on WhatsApp. Kids, be sure to get your parents' permission first. All right, bye, guys. Bye, Santa.
Bye now, and remember to keep the spirit of Christmas in your heart throughout the year.
Millennial Santa is a proud member of Parents on Demand, a network of high-quality podcasts for families just like yours. Download our free network app on Apple and Android and listen to your favorite episodes on the go, just like Santa.